Hey everybody, it's Tiqqle, and in this video we're going to do a walkthrough of one of my 2v2 games with a Garf, a Disc Priest. I'm playing in Enhance Shaman, and I've been doing some stuff on stream related to coaching and tips and tricks and stuff, and a lot of it's not even about playing Enhance. A lot of it's just class knowledge, and I don't know everything. I'm only like a 2400-ish player, so but this is what I've been finding success with, so I want to share some of it with you to maybe help you out. So in this game, I'm going to walk through different abilities from my team and the enemy team just so that you're aware of what they do and how it works, and then walk you through the strategies we're using in this match around 2250-ish MMR in 2v2 bracket. And I know 2v2 bracket, the game goes a little bit slower than 3v3 because there's a lot less going on because there's two less people on both, total from either side. So in this game, what do we, if we just kind of look at it, oh no, we'll just kind of start going through it a little bit at a time. I'll pause it in between. If we look at these teams, all right, so what do I have? I'm a melee. I'm with a healer that is dependent on being out, the enemies being out in the open so that he can damage them if possible. Disc Priests do a ton of damage. They have a damage over time. They have direct spells to cast to do damage. So it's great that if he can just tee off on someone out in the open. I have Hex, which is a casted CC. Garf has an AoE fear around him. He has mind control if he needs to use it. That's really what we're working with. He went Prem here, which is an ability that Disc Priest can take that if he uses it, does damage to him like 2 seconds later or whatever it is. And that will break him out of CC. So break him out of, in this case, the enemy team has traps and other things. So that's what we're trying to keep in mind. Now, that's kind of a walkthrough. I also have a stun totem. I have slows and a lot of that stuff. I do go grounding here because if I'm against I usually do not run grounding in 2v2. The only time I do it is against sometimes mages and maybe even a healer and a hunter, because we know they're going to do things that I can ground that are very big deal for their goes and their damage. Specifically in this case, the Paladin has Hammer of Justice, which is a ridiculous stun. And if I ground that, that will save my healer from getting set up, immobilized with a stun. The Holy Paladin could be running Repentance, which is an extremely scary CC. It's probably the most scary CC that I think is in into the 2v2 bracket at least, because it's just something that they can spam pretty often. It's coming out of a healer and it's a 7-second CC. It's kind of ridiculous. So I'll be definitely saving my wind shear for that because I don't know if he's going to run it or not. There's no way I know until he starts to cast. So that's out of the Paladin. So a stun, 6-second stun, and a repentance for 7 seconds. I could potentially ground those things. Now the hunter has his trap. Everybody knows that. He also has pet stun, but he has trap, and the trap is another 7-second CC. If I use grounding totem before he throws the trap out, I can ground it. So that's what I'm going for here. That is the only reason. Otherwise, I would stick with static cling, ride the lightning, and forked lightning. All offensive, because the playstyle for Enhance in 2v2 right now is extremely offensive. It's extremely putting pressure on and pumping and pumping and pumping. And that's what we have to do. So in this game, you'll see me do that in a lot of times, but there's also times when I can run away, and we'll get into that when we get there. So again, that's the only time I take groundings against hunter, specifically hunter paladin teams. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it. I have the sound off. I'm going in right away. I want to start getting pressure instantly. I want to start putting them in their back foot before they can get in on us. Now, Garf's going to be trying to stand back. We know, I'll even pause it right here. Actually, I'll pause it here. We know they're going to go for the Hodge, then trap. We know that's coming, so what are we going to do? Garf is going to be positioned max range from me, and there's a few reasons for that. One is, if he gets CC'd max range from me, and if the hunter is over near me, not near Garf, then the hunter has to move a lot to be able to get that trap, and when he does that, I can potentially run away. And line of sight, and you'll see me do that later. But that's like one of the ways that you can get around it, is like max ranging. Don't let my healer be anywhere near their paladin, anywhere near their hunter when they have their CDs up. Now, I'm tracking cooldowns from Omnibar. You can see it on the screen here. This is a add-on that tracks when the enemies are using cooldowns, and it tracks when they're going to be back available. So we know when we can be far, when we're going to be close. So that's kind of what happens here. And then what I'm doing right now, and you can see like with my eyes, I'm looking at the left side of the screen. I'm watching this paladin. I'm going to start doing damage to the hunter, and I've already started a little bit, but I'm watching this paladin because I get to see him just beeline it. beeline it to Garf right away. And I try to quickly, I throw a slow on him. You can see Frostbrand's coming up. He's running in to get that Hodge. He freedoms himself because he's going for it. And then, so Garf's already Hodged. That is going. But the Hunter doesn't really have a whole lot of momentum on me, even at this time. So, you know, I guess they're trying to force the pressure first. So he got stunned. I know Trap's coming next. I should be grounding here, but I don't. I get stunned. And then what I choose to do is Trinket, drop grounding right before I know he's gonna trap. So I trinket here, I drop grounding, and it gets it. But Garf also premmed, so you know it is what it is. But he didn't get trapped, so that's huge. 7-second CC saved. Now we have about 10 seconds left until it's back up. Now I'm trying to bring on the pain. I drop Earthbind and drop Stun Totem, which is, by the way, a great combo. Now it's our turn to get offensive on them. The Paladin spent so much time trying to set up that kill that now we're able to put a lot of pressure. You can see the Hunter's at 50% health, but what you can see it on the screen right here. What I just did was a trick that Shamans should be doing every time they drop Capstone Totem. And a shout out to Piffsource, who is the one that told me this. It kind of makes common sense, but what you do is you have to drop Earthbind Totem first, and then on top of that you drop Capstone. And it's not so that it's harder to kill, it's that it slows the target. And if you get Earthbind on them and then you target them with your at target macros, at cursor macros for your stun totem, they cannot run out of it. The only way he can, and like you see, he freedomed instantly. That's the only reason he's not going to get stunned here. So he's not going to get a stun, but he's got pushed around the corner. I'm starting to pump. My Earth Shield fell off, so I'm going to spend a few globals here. I put Earth Shield back on myself, bringing him back around. Now I'm starting to pump the Paladin. The Paladin right now has wings up there. You can see it right here. He has Avenging Crusader, and I forget what this cooldown's called, but he has 2 huge cooldowns up. So when, this is another tip in general, and I'm going so fast, but I need to slow down. Whenever you see a healer or even a DPS pop either an offensive or defensive on themselves like a buff, CC him. CC him right away. Knock that out of here. The 2v2 bracket is about applying pressure consistently and being able to control the game. And you want to be able to counter their goes with cooldowns. And if they pop cooldowns, you want to be able to cancel them out. So this Paladin, he's already topped his Hunter to about 72%. He's at about 50. He has huge cooldowns rocking right now. So my next decision is Garf's out here in the open. The Hunter, you can see he's already kind of projecting that he's going to go over there. He's got Trap available. It's not being tracked. Hodge is not available yet. But what we can see is this Paladin is pumping, and they're getting their steam back. They're coming back. They want to flip the table on this. So what I immediately do is I decide, okay, I need to hex this guy. He uses another cooldown. This is a damage reduction cooldown, Tractor Gladius. So I see all this stuff popped on this Paladin, and I'm like, dude, F this, hexing him. And I juke once because the Hunter had his kick available. I juke once, and then I put him in a frog. 7-second CC. And as soon as I CC, I go and I switch targets. One of the biggest things I've seen with people playing with people that are playing a melee character, Enhance, or anything else, anything, even if you're a caster, when you are interrupting or when you're doing something, you need to have your next action kind of locked up in your brain. Like this case, it was hex and then get over and start hitting the Hunter. You want to keep your uptime of damage, abilities, casts, melees, all your stuff. You need to be just going the whole time. You can't stop. That downtime is giving them a potential to start to get their pressure on you. So it's about continuing, knowing what you're going to be doing next. I know I want to go pump that Hunter. I have 7 seconds. You might be able to do something else out, but I know that I have that 7 seconds. So I go ahead and go over. He tried to trap Garf, and let me actually try to let me back that up. He tried to trap Garf. I think Garf premed that one. So in other words, he got trapped, but because he premonitioned, it does damage to Garf a second later, so he broke himself out. So really clutch play by Garf. Keeps our uptime up. I'm at 42%. I have Earth Shield on. I haven't used my Astral Shift, which is my wall ability, because I just haven't needed to. My healer hasn't communicated that he's in total trouble. If he got trapped or anything like that, then I would have definitely used it, but in that case, I did not. So here again, I'm just pumping this Hunter. The Paladin comes out. We knew he was gonna Hodge. I should have saw that coming. He was so close. What you actually see here is the Paladin actually trinketed 4 seconds of frog hex to be able to okay, then I probably couldn't see it. So he trinkets in frog form, and then he goes and throws the Hodge down. And this was during, I think it was his Rapture. You can see that buff. So we can see here, you know, he gets hexed. Or he gets Hodge, and I instantly, I should use a defensive, or maybe I feel oh no, he trinketed. He trinketed. That's why, otherwise I should have Astral Shift there, because if my healer CC'd, and I'm on my own, I need to start doing something defensive. But anyway, so again, I'm just going over here, and I'm just pounding my Storm Strikes into the Hunter. The Hunter is a great kill target here. He does have his pet buff on him, but the Paladin's also very good. We also saw the Paladin already used a lot of healing cooldowns. He's already used one of his defensive cooldowns, but it's fine. I'm pumping the Hunter. The Hunter I'm staying offensive on. It's easier to CC the Paladin in this case anyway, even though he just faked death. There's another Aura Mastery buff up. And here, Garf, see, what's so critical here is my healer is able to, even though I'm at 50%, because he's a Disc Priest, he's laying into this guy. Look at his damage. Garf's damage is insane. So again, he gets super, super, super low. And the Paladin is lucky. I don't know why he doesn't bop here or something. Maybe because we both could have purged it off. But, you know, he gets really low, and I believe he turtles here. Yep, he turtles. I interrupt for the first time the entire game, by the way. We see Sacrifice come out. We see an interrupt. I go ahead and I interrupt the Paladin who's trying to save his Sacrifice target. His Hunter who bubbled, and they sacked, which is an overlap on their side. And now the Hunter's doing something really smart, is actually Mending Bandage. Mending Bandage will heal him for a bunch. But I believe it's on this sack, my healer Garf does something incredible from a Disc Priest perspective. If you look at everyone on this in this field right now, I'm not going to take any damage. The pet will still hit me. Okay, whatever. But I'm not going to take any massive damage. What Garf does is he mind controls the Hunter. Because if you mind control somebody, that is Blessing of Sacrifice, the healer can't heal him. He can't recover, and that's totally what Garf does here. We'll play a little bit of the clip later, but he's screaming that he's going to mind control him. He gets the mind control right there, so he cannot top him above 23%. And you saw me earlier, guys. This is what I'm talking about. The biggest thing about Enhance Shaman, beyond like knowing your rotation and stuff, is as soon as this happens, I'm gonna back it up. As soon as he turtles, I immediately switch targets. I switch targets immediately, and I start going over here right away. And I put Slow Totem down. I'm getting over there. I'm even lining Garf, but I'm lining the Hunter too. So I'm just pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. Like, that's what you got to do, is you got to keep the pressure forward. Like right now, I could be like, oh no, Garf's in trouble. I got to go run over to him and help him. But he is not communicating. He needs help. The Hunter trinketed some stuff. Like, it's totally, he trinketed the MC. It's totally fine though. What you have to be okay with is you need to be doing your job, and your healer's gonna do his, and you gotta cross communicate whenever one of you needs something from the other. Otherwise, that's what you should be doing. Here, I'm not taking any damage. I'm not even refreshing Earth Shield, but I'm just pumping damage into this guy. All right, the pet stun is on me. Okay, that was rude. He threw a bomb at me. And you can see the Hunter has trap available, and Garf is out in the open. So it's in this case, yep, there goes the Hunter. The Hunter's gonna go back there. I'm trying to hex. I hex him. There's the trap, but it doesn't matter. I got the hex off, and I did that purposely. When he was going to CC, I CC'd his healer, so then it's just DPS on DPS. We get to fight it out, and what happens is, you see the Hunter's so low. Paladin has to use Sacrifice on the Hunter, and then he bubbles, meaning all the damage that I'm doing into him is worthless. So what do? I immediately use my defensive ability, Astral Shift, because I'm not going to get any effectiveness of anything right now. My healer's trapped, they're in a bubble, and Sacrifice is out. Nothing, I can't do anything. I should, and what I hope I do is I refresh Earth Shield, and then I heal myself, because that's the only thing that I can possibly do, and I have to get ready for when I go again. Look, I'm running around, I'm healing myself. I tried to drop, you can see I tried to drop grounding, because we knew out of the trap he was gonna get hodged. Doesn't happen. And so the Paladin bubble is off, and it runs out with him casting a heal, which is a great time to kick a Paladin, because they're not expecting it. They think they're in a bubble and they're safe, but not here. So I didn't even kick. Oh, I got a great cap stun, and now I'm just starting to pound huge Storm Strikes on Storm Strikes on Storm Strikes. And here we see another defensive out of the Paladin, but he's at less than 20%. I doubt I even care at this point. I have Sunder available. I sheared him there, and then I have Sunder, and he just goes down. He just goes down, and that's about it. So just to kind of recap a few things here. In this game, I had about 8k DPS, and that's all about keeping your uptime on your target. There was only one time that I kind of ran away. And what I do is, when I run away, is I use Spectral, Spectral Walk? Or Spirit Walk or something like that. It frees me from all routes, and it lets me run away. And it gives me increased speed. I'll do that and run away from people. And I'll just run line of sight. I'll do whatever it is. But I only did that once. And that was because they all had, they couldn't have taken any damage. It was bubble sack. And then my healer was CC. There was nothing I could do. I just healed myself a few times. I think I reapplied Earth Shield, and that was it. And then I had to get ready for the go. And then I dropped a capstone totem, and then I flipped it on them, and I just started pumping. And that's what you have to do as an Enhanced Shaman. Otherwise, you know, you don't, I mean, obviously you have to do damage, but you have to keep the uptime of pressure as high as possible between any targets. And I don't care if it's even the pet. Enhanced Shamans, if you can't hit anything and there's only a hunter pet on you, start hitting that hunter pet, because you have Forked Lightning, which is going to hit targets at range and start doing damage. It's going to generate Maelstrom for you. It's going to get your lightning shield up. It's the best. Anyway, so guys, again, that was a 22-30 game with me and Garf in 2v2. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll play the video of the match as well. It was only a few minutes, so I'll put that on right after this. But I want to thank you guys. Let me know if you like this style of video. I can start doing this. I want to start doing this for some ally content, and let me know if you have any questions about what we did. Obviously, there's probably some things I said, you know, some things that I did that could be improved on as well. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions for me, any feedback for this type of video. Do you want to see more of these, or specific comps? I want to show you guys how to beat Assassination Disc Priest as an Enhanced Shaman. Is that something you guys want to see? You guys let me know in the comments, and like this video if you do like this stuff, guys. And we'll see you in the next one. I'm going to turn on the match now. Enjoy. I'm a purple boy, purple boy, purple, purple, purple boy. Purple, purple, purple. I'm a purple boy, I'm a purple boy. I'm gonna wing ding ding dong you.
You're gonna wing ding dong me?
Don't even kind of that.
Sick.
Okay. That guy definitely wants to incap you.
Fear, no, I can't fear. He's gonna rep out probably. Or trap off 1 or 2.
I trinket to ground it, because I'm a wizard.
Did ground it. I fucking deathed it too like a retard.
No, it's good, it's good. Overlap, overlap, get overlap. Is he seeing the healer maybe? No, he's getting out of it. I'm a whore. I'm a whore! I think he's got paint. What do you think the chances are that he's got the juice? He's got the juice, juice, juice. E.
Rapture here. I death this one.
Thank you so much. Got the hex out. He's gonna hunt you.
He's gonna hunch me.
I ground it. I tried to ground, but I failed.
It's okay. It's okay. There's so much damn coming out, dude.
You're doing a great job, dude.
Purple fondue. Purple fondue right now, dude. He's dead. No, he's turtle.
He's sacked.
I'm gonna MC the sack target. If I can, I got him. I'm gonna put him over. No. Okay, he juked my death, but I feared him.
It's done.
Actually, I may just kill. No! No! He trapped me, Tick.
It's okay. You bubble sack. I won't.
Okay, we're trouble.
I won't.
He's gonna hodge.
Oh, man.
You gotta run and gun.
Okay, I'm gonna kill him.
Barrier. Purple fondue right now.
Purple fondue! There's zero probability of that.
Ground god, man.
Ground god.